Good morning to you. It is 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, here as your host for another Hardison's Tips. Now, we do this for all salespeople, whether you're major account, key account, up and down the street, in-home sales, retail sales, automotive sales, we spend a little bit more time with, but we're just trying to throw and help out everybody. So let's get to it because you're trying to get to work. I'm going to generalize all of these verticals into one thing. And if you are in a position of power, or have dealt with a position of power like your boss, here's my question coming from a human resource side. Are we hiring the right people? Are we hiring the right people? You see, as a consultant and an executive with my background of not just coaching, training, teaching, but working with HR, I typically have a infectious connection to HR when it comes to sourcing, handling the resumes, phone interview, maybe there's some online assessment, setting them up for a face-to-face, or in this case, maybe a video interview, and follow that person through the process of background check, drug screening, onboarding, and then at their culture, let's see if the management team there is saying the same thing that the organization is saying. Because many times there's disconnect. And when we have disconnect, people do leave and go other places because they're wondering if they made the right career change. So we need to make sure we're getting the right people for the right organization. Not saying that you are a bad person. You're just not a fit for what we're looking for at our organization. Because let's face it, any business is simply about people and processes. The processes are in place. We just need to find the right people who can fit within the organization's processual structure. So, how do we find the best people? I have a couple of recommendations for you out there that I will tell to all the clients. Identify key attributes of success to hire that right person. Incorporate the responsibilities into your job description. Here's where we start to fall off. Provide some appropriate training. Now, whether that training outside of orientation is group, small group, one-on-one, you as a mentor, coach, they work with some other team members, but they need to make sure that each and every day they're gaining new knowledge about this new career change. So what do I mean by HR? I want everybody to understand that human resources has a tough job. Most people don't understand that when we talk about human resources or human capital, it goes directly to the bottom line. When you talk about the background, the drug screening, the onboarding, are we getting our return on investment if somebody leaves, let's say, in 30 days or less, 60 days or less, 90 days or less? We need to make sure we do the right thing on the front end to make sure that we have a comfortable employee going through the process. So let's talk about commitment. Commitment to this new hire, to the team. Give him or her the ability to see the big picture immediately of where you're going if you're still in a growth mode. Do you offer some type of career pathing where the person can look at this and say, well, this is not just a job. I can actually do what I enjoy doing. The ability to learn, share, grow, invoke new skills, ideas, listening for key information that can help me get to a certain point. If your organization can't offer someone that, then we need to look for a different person to fit the need of what our processes are. There are reasons over the decades that I have focused on attributes rather than skills. Maybe I should say that again. There's a big difference when you focus on attributes rather than skills. And here's why. You can teach smart people to do almost anything. Smart people can figure it out and they have the discipline to go through it. It's hard to teach people to be smart. That's why when you hear me sometimes out on videos talk about our babies and the teachers have the best job there because they need to be training those babies from elementary, middle school, and on that we need people that are smart. Smart in the workplace so they can work with others, so we can meet goals, so they can get paid, so we can grow and get promotions, they can have a better quality of life. But people who are committed to your mission, that's what you're looking for because they'll reflect it. Changing people's core values is very hard. I believe that companies have the right to define their culture, their mission, as long as the content of that mission and how we get there is open and respectful to all employees. While businesses and most organizations are not democracies, I do suggest that all business owners and leaders take attributes, some of them that I mentioned above, and they need to ensure that everyone on their team, all of their team members, get a taste of that every now and then, have an opportunity to network, have an opportunity to brainstorm. Good leaders make sure that our processes are improved by the people who are going to be carrying out the processes. But they need to have some skin in the game. Do you believe that if you put groups of people together, they can establish a clear performance expectation for that job that you're trying to fill? They can give constructive feedback on where you're at and where you need to be going. They're doing the job. But when they put down recommendations to correct an action, that's when some of the business owners and managers want to stand back and say, no, we can't do that. You need to notice that no one skill set addresses technical skills like financial analysis, marketers. These type of jobs, technical jobs, are in a different realm, but still what the people bring to the table is still important. So I don't care what your vertical is, even if it's just a fast food restaurant. Get your people to assist you on how the career pathing, on how the job skills should be worked. They're doing the job currently right now. They know something that you don't know, believe me. And employees that are engaged, they have respect for their other coworkers. People that are engaged and feel part of the process, they have clear expectations, meaningful, balanced feedback. They have clear reward system. When we make people part of what our overall strategy is. We are empowering them. We are developing them. We are preparing them to be the mentors for the next group of people that will be coming out of orientation. And I think that these things are awesome when an HR and a whole organization buys into it. I've also advised clients to recruit existing staff. In other words, let's find someone who understands our culture and let's promote them instead of each time there's an opening with a higher pay structure, a different responsibility, we go out to the outside instead of finding somebody internally that we know we can work with and move them up. What is that as a signal to the rest of the team members that you promote from within? In other words, now they have a long term with your company. They can go home and feel good with their significant other, with their babies, knowing that they have a place as a career. Now, in the long term, it simply cannot hurt anything that HR is doing for you. In fact, it's going to give them more ammunition when they go to career fairs. It's going to give them more ammunition when they talk to high school students. It's going to give them more information when they talk to military people that are going to be rotating out. Human capital is the biggest thing that we as a nation, when it comes to corporations, have to deal with. In the words of Jack Walsh, if you pick the right people and give the opportunity to spread their wings and put compensation and a career behind it, you almost don't have to manage them. Now, I know some of you may not be involved with HR. Some of you may. So the next time you have an opportunity for an opening, please look and see if there's somebody already in our organization that can fill that role that we can mentor and coach. Because turnover of human capital does no one any good. Once again, Brandon Hardison, speaking for Hardison's Tip, and I would like to thank my guest yesterday, Noah Walsh, who came for Wednesday's live all the way out there in Utah, and we had a great conversation about the product presentation walk around. We do it every Wednesday. I have another guest for you, a little bit different for this upcoming Wednesday, and you don't want to miss out on that. And we'll tell you about that later. So, Brandon Hardison, you got to get ready to go to work. I got to get ready to go teach my class. So, as always, in parting, you go.